Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. How is everyone doing this Friday? Happy Friday. How are you guys doing today? It's Friday. It's a nice day. The sun is shining. I hope everyone is doing well and not only doing well, but taking care of their physical and mental health and enjoying this weather and getting out into the sun and into nature. Thank you for being here today. Today's topic of discussion is taking a risk. Now, we're going to talk about taking risks, even during challenging times of dealing with grief, and how it's important to do this. And I'm going to share some of my own personal experiences regarding this. So, the question I'm going to pose before beginning is, what are you having a difficult time doing because of grief? What are some things that you know that you need to get done, but because of grief and the emotions affiliated with it, that you are having a difficult time doing? One of the things I had to do when I asked myself this question during the earlier parts of my grief, when it was very fresh and new, is I had to make a list of pros and a cons. A list of, well, not pros and cons. Let me reword that. I had to make a list of, like, a to-do list of the things that are priority and what is not priority, like a high priority and low priority list, because I was having a difficult time in the beginning stages of the grief to get things done, because the grief was leading me into depression and all other sorts of emotions. So my therapist is really good with helping. Yeah, I have weekly sessions with him, and he helps me to do things, etc. Now, when I talk about this topic, taking risks and what's a challenge, I had my session earlier today with my therapist, and what the challenge is for me right now. And the time is for me to try to get myself together to do this is to visit my mother's grave. And I had this discussion at my session earlier today with my therapist, and it is the most difficult thing for me to do. Has nothing to do with finances, etc. It just has to do with the fact that once I get there, I know the reality is going to set in. Because, like I said, during the shutdown, we were not able to have a service, an in person service, because she passed away right in the middle of the shutdown. And then, she was shipped to the family plot in North Carolina, and we had a memorial online service for her. And it's difficult. And also, if I don't know how many of you are new here, but welcome. And I wanted to say, if you listen to some prior videos that I posted before, I talked about what's difficult too is that my family has this tradition, which to me is not a tradition at all, where they take pictures of people after they pass away. It is the most gruesome thing to me, and it just makes me sick. And they did 4 pictures of my mom, because she passed away in a nursing home, and sent that in a text, a family text, and that went to my son as well. Who should have never seen that. Me seeing it, I had a panic attack when it was sent to me, and I had called up the family member in question who did this, and I was not happy about it. I don't care about a tradition of this. This is twisted to me, and it doesn't matter to me how they feel about it, because it freaked me out, and I'm pretty sure my son was freaked out by it too. And no one should, in my opinion, should do this. At least it shouldn't be sent to me. I don't know what other people do, but for me, it was not good at all. And that's the last visual I have of my mother, believe it or not, from those photos. But now, getting past that, and with all this time that's gone by, I need to get to the gravesite. And I had that discussion today with my therapist. And I'm thinking about this, and I'm saying, should I go alone? How should I do this? So the next few sessions, he's going to go over some things with me. And I'm probably going to be uncomfortable as I was today talking to him about this because I'm hesitating. Yes, it's true. And like I said to everybody, this channel here is for to talk about all these different things that we go through with grief, and so that you know that you're not the only one going through these things. I have hard times too, and I have to ponder over things and think about it. But this is something I really need to do because I have to pay my respects in person and get through this. But the thing that scares me the most, or I'm concerned with the most, is how I'm going to react once I get there. Because, like I said, we never had a service where we went and paid our final respects in person. And doing this is going to create some kind of reaction in me. And I don't know what kind until I get there. And that's what I'm trying to work through with my therapist. So I will let you know when I get there, and how that goes. But that's the most difficult part of this because my mom was the matriarch of the family and she was very important to me. My grandmother was really the matriarch, and I miss her as well. But my mom was always there when I needed her to be. And just it's a huge part of my life, believe it or not. So it's going to be difficult as I try to work my way through this challenge because it is a challenge for me. So that's one of the things that I have to work on. What is affecting you today? What is the challenge for you as you go through these different phases of the grief moment? And then write those challenges down, and then think about ways how you're going to overcome them. Even if it's not today, write, even if you're not going to overcome that challenge today, because we're in human form, it takes time for us, to get there. And don't, beat yourself up if it's taking longer than usual. Just work towards overcoming the challenge, which is so important. You know, um, just write down some ways that you would like to overcome these challenges, which I'm in the process of doing in a situation with getting to my mother's gravesite. In the meantime, to help you with everything that you're going through, because grief affects your mental, your physical health, all of it, because it's a huge loss. Take time in nature, especially with weather we're enjoying today. The sun is out, it's warm out. Take walks in nature. If you have pets, take them with you. Sit by the water, go to the beach. I like to carry a playlist of music as I go out into nature because the music helps to heal. It really does, and take a vacation if you can. I'm working towards that as well. Because when you get up and you do the same thing day in and day out, to me, I don't know about everybody else, it gets monotonous. It feels robotic to me. And sometimes you got to break away from that and do something different. And I'm trying to get myself into the place of doing things that I love, fun. I like carnivals. I like being out, by the water, nature, quiet, being around animals, going to the zoo, things that are, going to get me out of this, you know, rut, so to speak. So take walks, spend time in nature, spend time by the water, and just do what helps you to feel better, keeping in mind to take care of your physical and mental health first above anything else. Because if you don't take care of that, how can you do anything else, right? So, one of the other challenges for me now with everything that's happened, trust issues due to being let down too many times. Not only due to being let down so many times, but being let down by people who I trusted, especially during a grieving period of losing so much, and just being let down over and over and over again. So, I'm working on that as well because the trust issues, you know, um, isn't there. And I would like to get out more and do more things. And, so I take baby steps. It's like you put your foot in the water to see if it's cool or warm, etc. And then you move forward after that. So baby steps, one day at a time. So I'm working on that as well. What are you working on today? Just share in a comment category. And what would you like to improve in? We all can improve in life and the things that we do. It's so important, and it makes us feel better. And when you know better, you do better. And then when you do better, you can be an example to others and you can help them to do better, like a domino effect. So, a lot of times I stand alone. I can enjoy my own company, but I do like being around others, as well. But I'm very choosy about who I let in because I've been let down so many times. I even know what to look for now, because it's happened so many times. But what I'm learning is that the things that happen to me in situations and circumstances is not everybody else's fault. So, I branch out little by little. It's like I said, putting your foot in the water and checking things out and then moving forward from there. So, grief will put you in all types of different situations on how you feel, etc. Because you can get up today and you can feel good, you can laugh, and you can feel great. And then tomorrow you may not feel so great. And that's the thing about grief I don't like. It feels almost like a bipolar effect, but we have to learn ways to work through it. And that's what I share here because it's never easy, but you can get through it. You never get over it, but you can get through the grief and helping others by sharing my own experiences. I'm not a therapist, I'm not a certified therapist, any of that, but I'm a person who's had so many experiences with grief and what I do to overcome, I'm sharing with other people because what I share here can help you. And I always suggest and encourage you, whatever area that you live in, whatever state, is to Google a therapist in your area and check out different therapists and one who you match with, sign up and get the therapy. And also attend bereavement grief support groups because you're going to learn so much there as well from other people who are in similar situations and how they are getting through it and how they are coping. It's important to get through this, people, because it's not easy. The loss is great, but we can do the things to overcome. And that's the message I want to give today. And I hope my personal experiences are helping other people. Like, I'm going to continue to share with you here as to updating you about when and the details of me getting to my mother's gravesite because I'm working on doing that and I'm going to try to do that this year. So that's a challenge for me. That's a big one. And I know we all have challenges and we shouldn't be afraid to talk about it. And we should also talk about some ways that we want to overcome those challenges. So that's the message here today. I also want to take the time to talk about this July 15th seminar that was scheduled for next Saturday. Today is the last day to RSVP for the event by 5 o'clock p.m., 5 p.m. today. And if no one emails me to RSVP, then I'm going to reschedule the event because, like I said, refreshments and things are being purchase for the event, and I definitely need to know how many people are attending so I can purchase the refreshments accordingly. So the email address once again is Lisa, Lisa Vaughn, V as in Victor, AUG as in George, H as in Harry, N as in Nancy, 410 at gmail.com. Lisa Vaughn 410 at gmail.com. So by 5 p.m. today, everyone must RSVP to indicate that they're coming so that I can have a count of how many people are going to attend this event. Otherwise, it will be rescheduled. And in my next video, I will say if we're still having that event or not, because that's important to RSVP. So that is the message today. Please share this with other people because people need to be uplifted. They need to be helped. Also, I want to talk about things that help me the most out of everything that I share here is my prayers to God, my relationship with Him, because without God, I would never be able to get through all of these things that I've gone through. And I'm still learning new ways to handle challenges that I have. But God is the foremost, and I go into prayer asking for his help because I can't do this alone. This is not a one man show. And I know that. And I always give the praise to him that I'm still here and that he's continued to protect, guide me, and lead me and help me through these problems and situations. So prayer is so important to me as well. Turning pain into power and turning that power into a purpose that's going to help other people, that's going to lift them up, that's going to motivate them, that's going to encourage them to move forward and never to give up, because your mental and physical health is everything and everything that you have. And as you start to heal, you will learn self-love, because when you love yourself, not be in love with yourself, but love yourself. When you love yourself, you are going to set boundaries, so that not put up walls, but put boundaries into place, so that you don't allow situations and other people to overstep boundaries in your life and things that you need in place so that you can heal. It's so important. And I had to do that. It was difficult. It still is at times, but necessary. Because if I don't take care of me, then how can I take care of anything else? And if you don't love you, then how do you expect other people to love you and to respect you? So I also think of boundaries, implementing boundaries as, making people respect you as well. And if people, for me, if those boundaries get crossed more than twice, then cut off, block, and delete, because it sends a message that they're not respecting it. And it's important for your peace of mind and for everything. Thank you for listening. Share this video with others, because I'll be back with more messages to uplift you and encourage you. And subscribe to this channel. It's so important, because people are out there hurting, not just hurting, but depressed and pain. And having, some people might even possibly have suicidal thoughts. And we don't want that. We want to help everyone here at this channel. To grow is to expand. To expand is to pay it forward and to help others. That's the message here today. Thank you for listening to Lisa's Love and Light. And I'll be back in a couple of days with a new message. Bye for now, and happy Friday to everyone. Enjoy this weekend. Bye for now.